Raw indigo at its core is the reason why raw selvedge denim and raw denim goods are so popular today, why historically they've had such a cult following, and why 150 years plus now to this day, they're still one of menswear's most common essentials and most sought after luxury goods. At the heart and its core of the raw denim community and raw denim enthusiasts, or even just denim enthusiasts in general, whether it's selvedge or not, at the end of the day, we're all drawn by the fading capability that is conveyed through age and wear from the indigo dye, which is actually a dye that's not really all that good in theory because it never really penetrates the fiber. It's just a dye that sits on top of the fiber, and eventually it kind of breaks off with wear and wash. But inadvertently, that characteristic is what made raw selvedge denim and indigo dyed goods so beautiful in their own right. There are very few garments and very few dyes that react like this, and over time I for one have become infatuated with the simply alluring nature of natural indigo dyes, which these days are actually, believe it or not, pretty rare to find. Most denim and most indigo dyed garments these days are actually made with synthetic indigo as well, and the thing with synthetic indigo is that, yeah, it's easier to get a little bit more of a consistent color, it's cheaper, it's easier to keep the garment dark, it's easier to deepen the color of the indigo, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really have that allure, it doesn't really have that feel, it doesn't really have that vintage greenish cast kind of look, which is something that I myself have really learned to appreciate. So recently I've been kind of on the hunt to try and find brands that utilize primarily natural indigo for their garments, and eventually I stumbled upon this Japanese brand that was started in 1996 that prides itself in the use of natural as well as synthetic indigos, utilizing traditional dyeing methods as well as coupling it with Japanese artisanal craftsmanship. And this is a brand that goes by the moniker Blue Japan. Now this brand is not to be confused with Pure Blue Japan or Japan Blue Jeans. These are two separate brands aside from Blue Japan, but the reason I particularly love Blue Japan so much is because indigo is at the heart, it's at the core of what Blue is about, and you can see the recurring theme of natural indigo as well as synthetic indigo dyed garments throughout the brand's collection. I mean, they don't just sell raw denim jeans, they have other incredible garments as well, such as this indigo dyed t-shirt that's actually meant to fade over time just like a pair of jeans, or even this natural indigo dyed turtleneck that again is also meant to fade down and age beautifully over time just like raw denim. And then on top of that, they have luxury selvedge denim goods that are not just raw denim but also washed, and recently I was able to get my hands on 3 of these garments straight from Blue Japan's workshop. Now the thing is, it's very difficult to get a lot of the Blue Japan garments in the United States because they're not really widely available. There are a couple of retailers that sell some Blue Japan garments, the only 2 of which that I know in the United States that actually sell them are Mr. Porter as well as No Man Walks Alone, but even then they don't really carry the whole scope, the whole collection, and pretty much everything that I got myself is unfortunately not really available at either of them. So the reason why Blue Japan is so rare in the United States, especially their denim, is because you actually have to utilize a proxy service in order to get it, which incurs a lot of taxes and a lot of shipping fees. So the thing is, you probably don't want to do this unless you're planning on doing a bigger buy, because at that point it makes sense because you're only paying shipping costs on one package as opposed to buying one by one. But yeah guys, just a little food for thought when it comes to buying from Blue Japan, but it is possible, and this is exactly what I did when I got this gorgeous regular straight fit Supima cotton raw selvedge denim dyed with a pure natural indigo, as well as the Blue Japan indigo dyed t-shirt that I've actually been wearing a lot recently, and it's lightened up significantly since I got it. And lastly, I also got my hands on their indigo dyed cotton turtleneck, which I've also been wearing quite a lot, and it's fading down very nicely, especially at the cuffs and the hem. And the cotton on both the t-shirt and the turtleneck are just so smooth, very high quality, comfortable on the skin, and the color of the indigo dye is just masterfully done. Now I am going to cover these 2 garments a little bit more extensively in my menswear pickups video for fall winter 2024 that is going to come out in a couple of weeks, so definitely make sure to stay tuned for that. But today we're really going to focus on this absolutely gorgeous jean from Blue Japan that I received that, quite frankly, is unlike any of the other jeans that I've ever owned. So basically these are the Blue Japan regular straight fit Supima cotton unsanforized one wash denim jeans, and I have to say, immediately when I took these out the package, you could already tell the natural indigo use in this garment gives it such a captivating captivating character, a truly beautiful, almost electric type blue with so much depth and character, not just from the hairiness of the cotton, but also just with the streakiness in the blue due to the hank dyeing method where they actually dyed the fibers piece by piece just to give it that real beautiful gradation in blue and to give the garment this really soft hand feel and very vibrant character. So I'm not entirely sure how heavy these jeans are, but because of the Supima cotton, they drape very nicely. They're not at all abrasive to the skin, much like you would expect from other raw denim goods first out the gate. It's super soft. It almost feels like sweatpants, believe it or not. The hairiness actually adds a really nice plush kind of feel to the skin. If I had to guess, I'd probably say these jeans are around 12 ounces, maybe 12 and a half before wash. They're honestly really super light, which is great because you could actually get a lot of wear of these all the way until the middle months of summer, maybe even pushing that. One of the things that I love most about Blue Japan, especially with their raw denim, is that they really don't go too heavy into the branding and they really lean very well into the minimalist aesthetic that they have. So all of the details, such as the rivets that are used for the front pockets as well as the coin pocket, believe it or not, are actually unbranded. They're just a simple rivet that has that real vintage kind of feel. Beautifully done, super quality made. The stitching itself is also masterfully constructed as well. The belt loops are perfectly set. They're not tucked in, but that's okay. Most belt loops really aren't. And even the front fly button, believe it or not, is unbranded as well. So Blue really just wants to manufacture a jean or a garment that really speaks for itself, as opposed to screaming, oh, this is a Japanese made jean. This is a Blue Japan jean. I'm wearing expensive jeans. They don't really want to do that. They want to make a quality pair of jeans that's going to last you a long time, that's going to fade beautifully, and that ultimately you're going to fall in love with. Now, what's interesting about these jeans that I really did not expect was that they're actually, believe it or not, a zip fly instead of a button fly. And to be honest, these jeans really made me think twice about how I feel about zip flies, because I actually really like this one a lot. And not just that, but this is a very high quality YKK zipper, and I've honestly had no problems with this zipping it up or down at all. It's really well done. And even on the inside of the fly, you could see that there's no loose threads. It's beautifully constructed, and the zipper itself is double reinforced, which further strengthens the notion that Blue Japan just wants to make a quality garment. Now, what's interesting about Blue is that the inside of the jeans on both the top and the bottom of the waistband are actually chain stitched, which is something that I'm always hyped about because you almost never see that in raw denim. A lot of raw denim brands will actually either top stitch just the bottom or just the top for whatever reason, but they usually won't chain stitch both. I don't really know why, but I also love this because it actually, believe it or not, gives a tiny bit of stretch to the waist, which ultimately adds to the comfort of this jean. Here you've also got the simple pure indigo Blue Japan made in Japan woven label, and that's pretty much the extent of the branding that you're gonna get in this jean, which is something that I really like. Now, the thing with these jeans and what Blue Japan wants to do is not necessarily scream heritage. They don't really want to copy or repro anything. What they want to do is they want to take the raw Selvedge denim jean and they just want to make it as good as they possibly can while maintaining their core value of natural indigo dyed goods. Because at the end of the day, Blue Japan is not a raw denim brand. It's not a Selvedge denim brand. It is an indigo and natural indigo dyed garment brand that just so happens to manufacture incredibly made Japanese denim. So they took a little bit of a different kind of feel and a different kind of take when it comes to the fabric, when it comes to the construction details, which is why I believe that the inseam itself is actually done with a flat feld as opposed to the surge or overlock seam, which most raw denim goods have. And for those who don't know, the flat feld is the strongest inseam that you could get because you actually have to lap over the fabric twice and then sew it down, as opposed to just cutting the fabric and sewing up the excess, which is what the serger seam does. And this is a lot more of a modern detail that you actually see on a lot of military or militaristic inspired garments. And this is just to ensure that you're gonna have these jeans for a very long time, and this is a sign in and of itself of quality and intentionality. This is a sign that Blue Japan in and of itself understands quality garment manufacturing, and they don't really care about making repro garments. What they really care about is making good garments as a whole. Moving on to the bottom, you have one of the most beautiful chain stitches that I've ever seen in raw denim. And what's interesting is you can definitely tell that this was hand done because there is a slight inconsistency when it comes to the angle of the stitching itself, which is a nice touch because I always love seeing stuff like that when it comes to handmade garments. And I just really really love a beautifully done chain stitch like this. You've also got a traditional, very stark red Selvedge ID. It's not faded, it's not pink on purpose, because what a lot of brands will do is they'll make them pink instead of red to simulate kind of how vintage Levi's were worn down and the red faded to pink. This is a very bright red, which is something that I really like because you're allowed to fade the Selvedge ID down yourself. It's not too big, it's not too small. I believe it's about a 1/4 inch of Selvedge ID on both sides. And I just love the way that that red complements the beautifully vibrant natural indigo blue. And again, this fabric itself, it's so hairy, it's so deep in color, it's so saturated. It's got a little bit of slub to it, but it's not intentionally over slubby, which a lot of brands will do just because they can, and that's cool. But this is a little bit more of an everyday style jean, something that you could wear with any type of fabric, any type of style, any type of outfit, and really just make it look good. And now moving on to the fit of the Blue Japan regular straight jeans, these are actually a really nice timeless style fit that's complemented by the drape of the Supima cotton itself. Because of the silky smooth nature of the Supima cotton, it actually falls very nicely, almost kind of like how worsted wool kind of drops and falls and caresses the leg. It's not too slim, it's not too baggy. I wouldn't even call it relaxed either. It's just a very tried and true and tested slim straight fit that I think works with anything from just simple t-shirts to turtlenecks to hoodies, all the way up to wearing it with a sport coat, a dress shirt, and a tie to the office. So this is a jean that you could really wear for any type of occasion, and this is a jean from Blue Japan that you very well could have for a decade plus. But yeah guys, not just jeans, but Blue Japan is a manufacturer of so many other high quality indigo dyed garments, whether they're synthetic or natural. And it does not just stop at jeans, t-shirts, or turtlenecks. They've also got bomber jackets, coaches jackets, denim jackets, military style pants, dress pants, sweatpants, all types of stuff, which makes the brand Blue Japan super exciting. But yeah guys, again, just be careful. If you want to make a purchase from Blue Japan, I'm gonna put the link in the description, but I recommend that you guys buy at least 3 to 4 garments or 3 to 4 items, because the shipping prices for one garment might not necessarily be conducive. And this is one of the few times where I'm gonna recommend that you do a bulk buy if you're gonna buy from a brand, just because of the proxy service, because again, these garments are very difficult to get in the United States without it. But yeah guys, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the love and support. I'm sorry that this video was a little bit all over the place and that I sound a little off. It's because I've been sick for a week and a half and I'm just now finally starting to come over the cold. So just bear with me on this one, but this is a video that I've really wanted to do for a very long time. But yeah guys, if you made it to the end, I appreciate you more than you know. We're literally only 1900 subs away from 10K, and I am so excited because I have some wicked things planned. I really can't wait to show you the things that I got going on and the ideas that I have, the different brands that I'm working with, the stores. And if you guys have any ideas, feedback, or anything you want me to cover, definitely make sure to drop it down in the comments, because I love to see the questions that you have, and it also helps me kind of see the kind of content that you guys want me to make going forward, because this channel is something that we're all growing together. It's not just me, it's all of us, and I can't wait to see the great lengths that we all go together. But with that being said, thank you guys again, and I'll see you next week.